This is Shaun Sport in podcast form.
The trade period's done in the AFL. It's all about cricket now. You can catch the ICC Men's T20 World Cup live and ad break free during play only on Fox Sports, available on Foxtel and Kayo. And Brendon Julian's champing at the bit. He's had a great pre-season. He's ready to rock and roll for the cricket season. Good morning, BJ.
I've had a great season. Can we just get off the footy talk? The trade, I mean, does it ever, it just keeps going and going and going, doesn't it, the football?
I know, just when you thought it was over, St Kilda went and sacked their coach.
Well, that's part and parcel. That happens at everything. They do it over here in Sydney with the NRL. I've done it with the JL. Everyone gets sacked if you're a coach. That just goes with the job.
That's true. Yeah. That's true.
Hey, BJ, before we get stuck into the cricket talk, I just want your opinion on something. Shaun's on an apparent health
Love boat.
Oh, that's the next question.
You're the first person in Australia to bring that up.
So what are your thoughts?
So Shaun's on a little health kick at the moment that only seems to exist during our show, and then afterwards he goes and eats what he wants.
It doesn't.
So Shaun goes out last night for a birthday celebration, and he reckons that there was nothing else on the menu except for the choice to order a giant chicken palmy. And he said that it's healthy because he chose the salad.
I just had the salad, BJ. I didn't have the chips.
As well. But there were chips on the table. Do you believe, BJ, and mind you, this guy has little secret drive-through trips all the time that doesn't tell anyone. Do you believe that not even one chip passed his lips last night? Do you believe it?
I don't believe that. But what I would ask, Shaun, is, was there gravy on the palmy?
Gravy?
No, there was no gravy on the palmy. Well, that'd be more of a schnitzel.
That'd be more a schnitzel. But there was cheese, a lot of cheese.
Yeah, there was cheese.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, have you been to the Schnit House, by the way, in
Adelaide?
I think it might be Rundle Mall.
Mate, Adelaide, you're kidding, are you? But that's like 40 years ago. I haven't been back there for a long, long time. But I am going there for the Test match show. I better pack my 1970s clothes.
That's
I have to tell you, BJ, we were the kings and queens of slagging that joint off until we went there and actually went, this is
Adelaide's actually really lovely.
Feels like it's better than Perth.
I went there for the cricket academy. I was in there for the cricket academy. So, I'm an Adelaide boy. Don't worry about that. I actually really liked it. It was a good place, but I haven't been back there for a long time, no.
No, you need the denim jacket with the sheepskin collar and also Ugg boots. And maybe the Wayala trim. You know, the mullet.
No, I don't like it. Yeah, I don't mind that. I'll give that a run, actually.
Okay, over the cricket right now.
Okay, sure.
Well, there's been warm-up games. Australia's been playing England. They played India. They're really changing up their order to get things off. But I want to start with this first of all, BJ. Aaron Finch is still the captain of the T20 team. He's rubbish. He gives us a 50 every 20 innings, and every
time you really
innings,
tee off on him, he gets a 50.
Mate, what's he doing out there?
Mate, I agree. I'd take, if he gets 50 in 20 innings, that's good for him. I agree with you. They should have retired him 2 years ago. I mean, seriously. After the last World Cup in UAE, he probably should have finished up, but he slid up and down the order, 1 to 4. He sort of pushed Steve Smith out of the side, so Smith won't play at all in this World Cup. Great to have Tim David in the side.
Yeah.
It is a concern at the top of the order, his form is faltering, and I think the first game against New Zealand, Trent Boult, I think he'll knock him over once again. But the key for Aaron Finch, because he's in the side and you can't sort of change that, is as long as he doesn't soak up too many balls. So you never know, he might be able to pull something out of the hat, but it is a bit of a concern. I agree with you.
So has he got a picture of the coach with the goat or something that keeps him in the lineup, or else Australian captain?
What was the coach doing with the goat, Shaun?
Mac is a good mate of his, so is George Bailey, the chairman of selectors. Tony Dodemade's a Victorian as well. So the Victorians, they got it all sewn up there. It might come back to bite them regarding the sport. I mean, how they cannot get Cam Green in this team is just ridiculous. They've just stuffed that up massively. They've stuffed it up massively, mate. They called the squad too early, and now I tend to think, and it might be a bit harsh on Ashton Agar, but I think I'd be tapping Ashton Agar on the shoulder and say, mate, you just stay unfit, and we're going to side Cameron Green in there. But I think
Ashton's already come out and said,
he's already come out and said, no, I'm not giving my spot up. I'm fit and raring to go. So it's going to be, it's a little bit strange, isn't it? People say, why did they play him in India? Why did they make him open the batting? He's not even in the squad. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is bizarre. And it's bizarre that Aaron Finch is still the captain. I know he stepped down the one-day. On the one-day team that we're seeing from Cricket Australia, can Dave Warner... Do you see that he can have redemption and be able to captain an Australian team again?
Me personally, I think he's probably too old to captain an Australian one-day team and a test team. I don't think you need to go down that track. I think there's better players out there that can do that job and move into that role. So, me personally, I wouldn't have him do that. But yes, I want him to come back and captain a BBL team. That's something that he should be able to do and should be doing. I think that the ban on him was, I think, too harsh.
Yep.
But having said that, they should turn it over, make him do a BBL team. But it's only because of his age of the one-day team. There's no point bringing him in to captain a one-day team, mate, because seriously, he might play one more season in one-day cricket. He wants to play T20 cricket. He wants to be a contractor. So I don't think that's the right move.
How old is he?
Oh, mate, he's 35.
So what's the oldest? What's the oldest cricketer that has played?
Bobby Simpson, captain Australia. This is probably way too early for you guys. Bobby Simpson, captain Australia in the 80s when he was 40 to 41. He went to the West Indies and captain Australia. But that was unique circumstances when we had no one else.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, 35, yeah. His time's just about done.
Yeah. How old were you when you retired, BJ?
I was actually 31.
Yeah, right.
I had to retire because I was crap.
You were not.
not.
What are you talking about? You came in with a big left-handed Yorker. Loved it.
No, terrible.
Mate, you smashed him over the fence when you got in the one-day team. I was watching.
No, that was off my bowling. Yeah, they used to smash me over the fence.
You could hit it hard.
How was Dennis Lilly when he retired?
Well, he had the back injuries. What was he, BJ?
Dennis came back, though. Don't forget, Dennis came back and played for Tasmania and Shield cricket. So he was in the late, he was 36, 37 when he came back to play his first class cricket. But he retired, back injuries and all that sort of stuff in his
They didn't play as many
30s.
games, Nate. So he, on his wicket tally, if he'd have played...
So you're saying
that
Dennis Lilly had it easy?
No, just the greatest of all time. Well, he kind of is.
Chris Gale played when he was nearly 41 in the last World Cup for the Windies. So, look,
did Brad Hogg play at
Brad Hogg,
40?
still playing.
Yeah.
Still playing.
Hoggy.
Yeah.
Well, he's super fit as well. Look, Warner is super fit, but I think he's going to move into T20 cricket. But you don't need to captain at that age, mate. You've got to start moving on.
Yeah. Hey, just on the captaincy, and I'm going to let you go after this. Are you the captain of the commentary team? Because I know Gilly moved in there, but you'd been doing it longer. Mark Wells obviously champion at the Hills.
No, Gilly's the captain. Yeah, he's running the show. Yeah.
Do you ever get in to toss a coin?
Mate, they didn't even... No, they just brushed me out the side. That's why I have to do it. They say to me, mate, BJ, you can't do the big stuff. You're going to have to do the Nova interviews and all that sort of stuff. So, they run me out.
This is called the grated carrot in the sandwich, isn't it, really?
Gilly won't talk to us anymore.
They get the roast beef.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, that's great.
I get all the dud jobs.
Yeah. No, and we appreciate it.
Pretty shocking what you said about Dennis Lilly, though, Shaun.
Love Dennis Lilly. You can check out the T20 World Cup, as I said, ad break free live on Fox Sports, Barlow, Foxtel and Kaya. Good on you, BJ. Thanks for your time.
Pleasure, guys. Look forward to having a chat right throughout the summer, and I'll get back to Love Boat.
Yeah,
No,
it's called the short straw, isn't it, BJ?
Exactly.
Shaun Sport in podcast form.
Well, the AFLW are celebrating the Pride Round this weekend. We're catching up with AFLW GM Nicole Livingstone. She's an Australian icon.
Indeed.
Fair to say. Good morning to you,
treasure.
Nicole.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on.
Hello, Nicole.
Well, it's great, Nicole, that finally everyone's involved in Pride Round. We saw the West Coast Eagles over here last year. Probably saw it as a bit of an oversight. They weren't ready for it. And
that was ridiculous.
That was
not
crazy.
ready for it. Come on, it was on the calendar. Get a grip.
Everyone's participating.
Well, they've made up for it this year. They've given me. They gave me yesterday a little badge, a lapel pin that is the Progress Pride flag with the Eagles logo on it. So they've not only produced a Guernsey, but they've produced a little badge.
I do like the Guernsey.
It's a confusing thing, isn't it? Because we see that there are a lot of players that are against participating in a Pride Round, having to wear a jumper. But like when you break it down, you're wearing a jumper. I mean,
yes.
And also you're promoting inclusion. And it doesn't mean that you have to change your beliefs and this and that. It's not like you're doing.
You don't have to change
like
your
you're doing anything gay.
orientation.
It's confusing to
When there's
me.
resistance to it.
Yes,
Yeah.
because I feel like what the people that are refusing to be part of, the ones that are making a stand, if the reverse was to happen and they were celebrating what they stand for, and then people
refuse to do it.
Yes,
yeah.
I feel like that would be
especially
really
given
insulted.
that in AFLW there are a lot of members of the LGBTQI community.
Yeah.
Like it's it's a part of the game every week, not just in Pride.
What do you have
Round.
to say to that, Nicole? Because it must be hard to navigate that situation.
Oh, look, I think it's probably an easier conversation in AFLW because you're right. A lot of women's football do come from the LGBTQIA plus community. So part of what we want to do is make AFLW inclusive, not only for our playing group to be who they want to be, but also we've had lots of people since the introduction of AFLW 6 years ago say, I've never really felt comfortable going to an Australian football game, but now with AFLW I do.
Yeah.
So everybody is welcome at AFLW, and as many of you would know, that if you're part of a team, your uniform is your uniform, and your Guernsey, in this case, is your Guernsey. So it is representing Pride Round and something that's really important to our playing group. So we're proud of where we are. This is our third Pride Round in terms of our third year. Prior to that, we just had Pride matches, but everyone's on now, so it's good.
Yeah, it absolutely is good. But just getting on, I don't want to harp on this too long, but we've seen that Haneen Zarika, who's stepping down for the second time in a row, those conversations, does it take time to be able to work her side of her story in? Because she's declaring because of her Muslim faith, she doesn't feel comfortable wearing the jumper.
Yeah, we've had various conversations with Haneen, her manager, and also with the club. Tanya Hosh, who is our Executive General Manager, she's such a wise woman in our business, has led those conversations with Haneen and the club as well. The Guernsey that GWS is wearing is a Pride Guernsey, and Haneen has made the decision to not play this weekend, but she will be there at Henson Park for the game, and she'll be supporting her teammates. She just won't be on the park this weekend. So I'm comfortable. I mean, the biggest thing about this whole space is the conversations that it enables us to have, and that's key to being able to work through and hearing people's sides and various positions, is to actually have a really robust and good conversation where everybody feels safe to actually have that conversation as well.
Yeah.
Was that the case with Andrew Thorburn? I'm not sure if that was the case. And he has different views that we don't agree with. Oh, no, actually, he said that his views aren't those views.
Yes.
But he's associated with an organisation.
Well, heavily.
Heavily,
yes.
yeah. And, it's
But my thing with the whole, anyone that opposes it is, and I don't care what you say, it's true, you are born the way you were born.
Yeah, it's not a choice.
It is not a choice. And you might be born into a religion, but it is a choice whether you follow a religion or not, So so when people are
citing religion as their reason for holding a particular view
against someone that is born a certain way, it just, at the very core, that's the thing. I want everyone to be able to have freedom of choice and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that we've done really well is tell our stories as well. So if you do get the chance to jump onto women's.afl, we've done an unfiltered series around International Coming Out Day. And some of our players and some of our community have told their story around that. So I think with our Pride rounds, and we had Indigenous round earlier in the year as well, it does actually give us the opportunity to use AFLW and Australian football as a vehicle to not only tell stories but to normalise things. And foremost, we're normalising that women do play football, which is at an elite level, which has not been always on the table.
I tell you what, though, I think we've spoken to you before, Nicole, but all the girls playing these days, they are so pumped, and the dads are getting involved at the grassroots level. I'm loving it.
When you see girls playing kick-to-kick with their dads down at the park, that's a big change.
My daughter this year, Nicole, I'm going to give her a pump up. She got the leading goal kicker for her team, and I hardly kicked a goal in my career, but she kicked 6, and that was enough to win a trophy the size, like a metre high.
Yeah. Her motto is, "What would Dad not do?"
Well, we do have father-daughter, so I'm looking forward to that playing out.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that'll happen, but if it did, I'd be the proudest man.
But you're quashing her netball dream, so it's still alive.
Yeah, absolutely. There is some big games, though, for our West Australian teams over here. So West Coast Eagles are playing Geelong, and Fremantle are playing Collingwood on Sunday. So we've got some big games to look forward to. Are you getting along to some games this weekend?
Yeah, I'm going to a doubleheader in Victoria. I'm actually sitting outside of the Mars Stadium right now in Ballarat, just making sure that the water damage isn't too bad from the floods that we had. But I think the ground, it's up on high level, so it's fine. So we've got the Bulldogs playing St Kilda here this weekend. I'll go to Henson Park up in Sydney as well to have a look at that game with Hawthorn playing GWS, and then I'll see 3 games at Princess Park. So my dance card is full this weekend, but I will get to WA very soon. We've got 3 more rounds to go, so I will get there in the last couple of rounds.
Was that weather ridiculous yesterday for you guys in Melbourne?
I've actually stolen my husband's 4-wheel drive big truck because I thought, how am I going to get through the roads if there's water on the road.
Yeah.
So don't tell him. He doesn't know I've taken it, but he'll figure it out. So.
It's really, it's full on, Nicole, because over here, when we see flood after flood for years now, and we don't get any of that. It's just a foreign concept to us. So
the ground's okay. So that's my most important thing right now. We don't have to get super soakers out or anything like that. It looks all right.
Great.
Nicole, really appreciate your time this morning. AFLW.
You're doing
Nicole
a great
Livingstone.
job.
Yeah, absolutely, mate.
Thank you very much. Thanks for your support.
Shaun Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.